welcome to Mama Jasmine's food journey. If this is your first time to the channel, I want to say welcome. If it's not your first time to the channel and you are a subscriber, I want to say welcome back. Or if you're just visiting again because you love seeing all this and the sass and the funny content, make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button down below. We would love for you to be a part of the team. And speaking of which, you guys, we hit 500 subscribers. We literally doubled our subscriber count in the last 6 months. Like, first off, I want to say thank you. I feel so blessed. Like, I'm like, we're chugging along here. And I want to make sure to reward you guys. So, this is my first announcement of the subscriber giveaway. Once we reach over 1,000 subscribers, and that includes, like, not like 1,001. Like, I want to see like 1,000, maybe 100. I want us to make our goal and make it a little bit more. Once we do that, we're gonna have you guys go ahead and subscribe here, head on over to my Instagram, become a follower, and then you're gonna message me a little blue heart, because you know blue is my favorite color, a blue heart saying that you've done all that. And once I see that blue heart, we're gonna go ahead and you'll be entered into the drawing. And I'm gonna keep it a surprise as to what the item is, but it's gonna be totally worthwhile. Okay? You guys are excited? I hope you are. I'm so excited. I am. I feel so happy. So we're going to go ahead and get, talking about the video. The reason why you came here. And as of course you see by the description, there's no surprise. It is my buttercream recipe. But it's the perfect buttercream recipe. I'll tell you why it's perfect. I've been tweaking this for almost 15 years. When I was in culinary school and when I was going for baking and pastry. So I did my first wedding cake and I found a basic generic recipe, but I didn't like it. I felt like it didn't give like a characteristic and I wanted something that was signature to me. So I tweaked it and found the flavor profile I wanted. Loved the way it tasted. But for some reason, even in Michigan, this is in Michigan when I developed it, it didn't hold up the way I wanted it to hold up. After, being manipulated and being out in an area that's not climate controlled. So I'm going to pop a picture right here of my very first wedding cake. I was incredibly nervous. I loved the design, but I felt like even though it was my first wedding cake, I could have done better. So I kept working on it and kept working on it and figured out the perfect recipe that's going to work out. Because, I'm here in a very hot climate. You need your cakes to hold up if you're going to have someone do them. So I've done 2 cakes recently. So we're going to pop the one right here. That is a 50-year anniversary golden wedding cake. I loved it. I think that's one of my favorites. Like, spot on. Exactly what the couple wanted. Well, to be fair, they're my grandparents-in-law, and they loved it, and everyone loved it and talked about the flavor of the frosting, of course. It's, my signature. And then I did a wedding cupcake scheme. There's a video that's going to be linked right here, and the bride and groom love that flavor of the frosting as well. So this is my secret. I am letting you in on my secret, starting now. So in the bowl, we have a stick of butter and a 1/4 cup of vegetable shortening. I cream that first, and then I start adding in the powdered sugar. So the measurements for the recipe are going to be down in the description box down below, and they're also going to be on the blog. So you're going to cream the first 1/3 of that measurement of sugar together, and then you're going to scrape down the bowl. And this is going to go in repeated steps. So you're going to scrape down, making sure that you get the sides, add the other sugar, and you're just going to keep repeating this step until all the sugar has been added to the bowl. Then you add in about a couple tablespoons of milk. What I have here, I'm not going to add in because I wanted to add a little bit at a time so if it's needed, you can add more. And then I added vanilla and almond extract together. So that's my signature. If I have someone tell me they have an almond allergy, like a tree nut allergy, I do artificial almond flavor because that's made from apricot pits. Or if someone doesn't even want to risk it, I'll go with cherry extract instead. and you scrape down the bowl one last time before you transfer it to where you want to color it. And you see how it's glossy, it's very stiff, but it's still soft. It's an incredible flavor, a great mouthfeel, and it's just silky. Yeah. So I wanted to show you what the consistency looks like. And this is before even going in the refrigerator, which I'm going to put it in the fridge to store it. I'm going to color it green because the next project that I'm working on, which is going to be the next video, it's going to require this frosting to be green. And I learned this in culinary school. Okay, so you're going to take a flat object or a toothpick, and you're going to use that to add in your color, because a lot of people are very heavy-handed with color. And when you're heavy-handed with color, it's not making it darker sometimes. Sometimes it's making it more where you're transferring onto the tongue, and you start little. So I take the flat part of the knife, dab it into the frosting with the color, and then I start mixing. And the color that I'm looking for is a light green, almost like Christmas feel, because what I'm going to use this for is a Christmas themed dessert. And yeah, you see those stiff peaks. I'm holding on the whisk. It's not falling. It's not drooping. It's ready to go. So to save myself a headache, I'm going to go ahead and transfer it into a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you can transfer it into a container or a clear Ziploc. I use a tall mason jar to help me since, it's me in the kitchen, like me, myself, and I. So I don't want to fuss with fumbling around with a piping bag. So a tall glass or a tall mason jar works wonders. And we're going to get this put in, get it kind of shimmied down so at least it's halfway in the piping bag so there's room for me to cut the tip when I am ready to go. And now it's ready to go into the fridge. I'm going to cut off the end tomorrow when I'm using it to bake, but this is the perfect frosting recipe.